Hello, my name is Taylor Carroll. I am excited to share with you what I do on a daily basis. I work at an airport in Colorado called Centennial Airport, and it's one of the busiest general aviation airports in North America. To put it in perspective, there are over 340,000 annual takeoffs and landings at Centennial Airport each year. My dad has been a pilot for a long time, so I have always been around aviation. But you know what? I never really caught that flying bug. I enjoy aviation and will always appreciate what I've learned from my experience, but it's not what I'm passionate about, not what I'm truly passionate about. Before I started working at the airport, I didn't really know how private airports operated. I figured there was one fueling business at the airport that were in charge of refueling all of the aircraft that came into the airport. For some airports, this is actually true, but with as big of an airport that I work at, there are four different businesses or FBOs that work there. It is amazing how many different people come into the airport. We see everyone from young kids who want to become pilots to veterans who were pilots in past wars and have some amazing stories. We meet multi-billionaires who own multiple $60 million aircraft and fly all over the world. One of the things the FBO I work at has is the military contract. A military contract allows my FBO to accept military aircraft to refuel. I get to see some really big aircraft cargo like the C-130s and like in the picture the F-18s and even F-16s and so much more. My position at my company is called the crew chief, which in normal business language can be translated to supervisor or shift manager. It is my job to make sure I get my group of line service technicians to safely and efficiently do all the tasks required in our job. One of our required tasks is towing. It's an incredibly important but it also difficult to master. After proper training and practice, you are given a tug and tow bar, and you personally are in charge of relocating massive $60 million Gulfstreams into a hangar. This job gives me opportunities to stay active, to see some really amazing aircraft, and some really cool people. I've been fortunate enough to meet some really amazing people Peyton Manning, Garth Brooks, and like in the picture, Harrison Ford, just to name a few. It can't be all fun and games, though. There are some things about my job that are not fun by any means. As you can see in the picture, this is a lavatory on a standard airplane. I guess what you can say is what goes in must come out. Part of our job is to service the lavatories on aircraft that request it. In Colorado, we get some crazy snowstorms. When it snows, aircraft require a de-ice before takeoff so they can safely take off. It is an incredibly important job as we are making sure we get all of the ice off the aircraft so the pilots and passengers are able to get to their destination safely. Plowing is also a huge winter operation. We can't use any chemicals on the ramps, taxiways, or runways as they would do damage to planes and planes' tires. So all we have to use are snowplows and de-ice fluid, which costs a lot of money. Even though we are pretty cold in the winter, we get pretty hot in the summer as well. Airports are generally covered in concrete and asphalt. And as you know, asphalt is black and loves to absorb heat. So when it's 90 to 100 degrees outside, it's 110 to 120 out on the flight line. Makes for some hot days. The biggest part of our jobs is refueling aircraft with either Jet A or uh, jet fuel or 100 low lead or avgas. As you can see here, this is one of my friends, Scott, fueling overwing jet fuel on a military T6, which is just a trainer. So what do we use to fuel all of these planes? We have six 5,000-gallon Jet A trucks and two 1,000-gallon avgas trucks, which allows us to efficiently complete fuelings across our large property. We also have a lot of storage tanks to refuel our trucks with. Speaking of property, my company has a lot of it. This isn't actually my company, but this is a pretty good representation of it. This allows us to put our transient and base customers where we need. We have plenty of hangar space and covered shelters, but sometimes when special events happens, we have to get creative. So, with all of these planes coming in, they obviously have customers, and that's the most important part of our jobs. Without them, we wouldn't have a business. We give most of our services complimentary, like coffee, ice, papers, tows, GPU startups, free ramp fees, etc. Another thing we do for the customers is help them with luggage and other items they need to go into the plane. Sometimes I'm pretty sure they keep multiple 100-pound weights in there, considering how heavy they are. I really don't know what they put in there. Most of our customers that own private jets also have very luxurious cars, and we get to VIP the cars and put them into hangars or a private lot until they return. I've been able to drive some really amazing cars, both old and new. The airport I work at has their own fire department. Whenever there is a plane that could be having problems that needs to make an emergency landing, the fire department is there within minutes to help. This is a picture of the fleet of fire trucks on our field that are always readily standing by in case of emergency. There is so much more to our jobs than just refueling our planes and helicopters. We work 24/7, 365. We don't get holidays off. We are here for our customers. We're in charge of towing all aircraft. And ultimately, it's just such a wonderful job that we can do safely, efficiently, and get whatever we need done. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my Pachachka. I hope you enjoyed it. This is what I do on a daily basis. And yet again, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much.